Today we will be going over the real number system, and this is probably something you've already seen before, but we're just going to do a little refresher. So what we're going to do is use this word bank down here to fill in this chart of the real number system. And if you notice, each of these squares is within another square, and we're going to get to that. So to start off with the smallest square, this is going to be our natural numbers. In our next square, we're going to have the whole numbers. And in just a second, I'm going to give some examples of each of these. On the next square, it's going to be the integers. And then our last one will be our rational numbers. Now notice there's this rectangle over here that's not connected. This is going to be the irrational numbers. Now for some examples of each of them. So our natural numbers, these are going to be the counting numbers, which are 1, 2, 3, etc. Now each time we're just going to add one number to it. Or not just one, it could be a bunch of numbers. But the whole numbers are still going to include the natural numbers. So our whole number, the number we're going to add is 0. So it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, and then keep going. So it's the same as the natural numbers, we just added 0. Now with integers, we're going to add the negative numbers. So it's going to be like -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Then it keeps going in both directions. So it goes to all the negatives and all the positives. But notice it still contains the whole numbers and it still contains the natural numbers. Now our rational numbers, that is any number that can be written as a fraction. So our fractions, which some examples of that would be like 1/2, 2/5, 4/9. So any fraction. But it also includes integers because integers can be written as a fraction, whole numbers can be written as a fraction, and natural numbers can be written as a fraction. Now it can include decimals, but it has to be a decimal like 0.25, because of course we know 0.25 is a fourth. Or it could be something like 0.666 repeating, because 0.666 repeating is the same thing as 2/3. So I'm also going to include repeating decimals. Now our irrational numbers, these are going to be non-repeating decimals. Or non-terminating decimals. Now, if you notice over here, we have some decimals. 0.25, that is a terminating decimal. That's why it's irrational. And this one's repeating. So it does not include these. Irrational are ones that just keep on going on forever. So like 0.6890, 1, 2, 3, and it just keeps on going. And the most famous irrational number that we know is pi. So pi would be like 3.1415926, and it just keeps on going forever. So pi is a good example of an irrational number.